Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to the exciting installment of Doubts in Dublin. This evening's scene will be set at Agrabah Nights, or rather, just outside of Agrabah Nights, as our intrepid group of wandering miscreants and ne'er-do-wells attempt to go in for another evenings of fun, frolics, and fabulous food. However, they will notice something very peculiar as they wend and twist their way towards the restaurant proper. Seated outside, as bold as brass, though oddly conspicuous to the everyday crowd, there sits a fox. Just an ordinary fox.
Is he still a white fox?
It's not that fox.
Oh,
He left.
gasp.
Oh,
That was
yeah, no.
fast.
This place stopped being fun. He pretty much drank Lottie under the table and left.
Well, poo on him.
Though you do still owe him the most fabulous of ear scritches.
I do. That's why I kind of expected it to be him. Oh, that fox. Oh, snap.
Kevin just stares at it.
The fox looks straight at Callie. So, it says in a very audible human voice, I've been hearing very interesting things about you, granddaughter.
Stare.
My. Oh, I'm not sure if I should be proud or if I should be ashamed that you walk into Sirt's own palace and stab him in the back.
I mean, frown. It's what you do.
The figure hops up and recombobulates itself into a human shape. Yes, but then I wouldn't exactly think and contemplate, you know. Let me look at you. The figure steps in very close, and he puts his finger right under Callie's chin, and he moves her head left to right, to left, to up, to down, to side, and he says, "You look like your mother."
Just a nervous nod, like, yeah, I do. Nod. Yep.
Morgan is probably situated close alongside and is side-eyeing real hard to gauge comfort levels on Callie the best she can.
Oh, why don't you introduce me to your friends, darling granddaughter?
Yes. Turn slowly, very slowly. Morgan, Kevin, this is my grandfather. Loki, the god of mischief and trickery.
Oh, okay.
Does he actually make that face?
It's the closest I could get, to what I was going for.
That's such a good gift switch.
I know.
I got me. Not gonna lie.
I'm Kevin.
Kevin Grant, the Akashiana.
I see my name precedes me.
Well, I have to admit, though they are incredibly childish, I've been horribly amused at the fate of many a sandwich and the occasional fish and chips that you've had befallen on you.
Yeah, I've been starting to notice a pattern with that.
Wonderful. He's not that tall. Actually, Callie's probably taller than he is. He's only about 5'3".
Oh, Jesus, yeah, she's 5'8". Yeah, she is taller than him. Ooh.
I was gonna say, he's shorter than Morgan. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. And you.
Morgan may or may not have been humming Deja Vu during that little exchange. God damn it.
And you, Miss Morgan. I'm curious, did you get that way because you agreed to it, or were you tricked?
Which way?
Oh, but that would be telling if you don't know.
Finger gun. Guess
My
you'll have to
dear.
ask the right question if you want to get an answer.
Loki dokie. He will, faster than light can perceive, snap his fingers. Morgan, your hand is transmuted into an actual gun that is pointed at him.
Morgan is gonna look at her hand and
It
pull a
connects to the-
face.
It connects to the flesh, and you can actually see the moment where your flesh starts to transmogrify into metal.
Harder to explain than the eye patch.
What can I say? I think that if you make hand gestures, you should mean them. Did you really mean pew pew?
I mean, that's not generally what that hand gesture means, but
Oh. What can I say? I'm a little bit behind the times. He'll wave his hand, and your hand will return to its flesh-like state. However, darling granddaughter, you've made it rather unpleasant for me, you know. I can't go back to Muspelheim and show my face among civilized society now because of you.
Well, it's not my fault. It's Thor's.
Yes, as absolutely synonymous with that bimbling, boafing bluffer of a bilgerat that it is possible to be, I'm afraid no. You stabbed him in the back, granddaughter. Not even I stab people in the back.
Hey, he never said, and he insulted my mother.
That's because your mother's your mother.
And he insulted Fenrir. What was I supposed to do?
Well, Fenrir is relatively mighty.
He is. He is. The mightiest.
And I'm led to understand is now the size of a Pekingese.
About that.
He says he is, yeah.
In theory, I haven't said I'm anyone. Other people have said what I am.
Interesting way to get power then, isn't it, mate?
What can I say? I don't crave power. I merely look for experience. Mr. Kilkenny.
If you knows who I am, I really don't have to go into any explanation now, do I?
No, bear in mind I'm the god of mischief, and your entire life is a joke.
Ooh.
yeah, it's just a whew. Jesus.
Like rubs the back of her head like, ooh, okay.
You're not entirely wrong there, but I mean, if you want to engage in a battle, it's a better win.
Oh, really? So what you're saying is I should walk into a battle of wits with a man who is entirely unarmed and then expect for him to, what, materialize a sword out of his pants, perhaps? I assure you, your mutton dagger is not exactly terrifying to the likes of me.
Man, these Skittles are fucking delicious right now.
Stands there beside her grandfather like, that's my granddad. Yep.
I mean,
Offer Callie Skittles.
I suppose if I was second fiddle to the dumbest sod that we ever walked the earth or whatever it is you walk, then, you know, I'd be kind of salty too and pretty good at playing off insults, wouldn't I?
Yes, well, what can I say, old boy? I look at you, I see... Sorry, just looking at Kevin. God damn it, Kevin. By the way, Morgan, you won't realize this, but roleplay accordingly. As you eat those Skittles, every Skittle has the alcohol content as if you'd just taken a double shot of vodka.
And there's no flavor change?
No.
I accept your terms.
Just roleplay accordingly.
Will do. She continues, and again, thankfully, she doesn't eat fast. It's just idly pop a Skittle, watch, chew thoughtfully, idly pop a Skittle. It'll be good.
In my defense, in the end, with folks what I work for win anyway, don't they?
Well, think about it like this. I get to be played by Tom Hiddleston. Nobody even remembers who the fuck you work for.
The point of it, isn't it?
In the end, all things change, Mr. Kilkenny. If we cannot change with them, then we're forgotten. Dust on the wind. The simple, day-to-day tribulations of an immortal.
Really immortal, sir. You stay alive till something kills you. Then you stay dead.
There is no totality, Mr. Kilkenny. There's only the possible. Perhaps one day. Yes, I'm sure that you understand the possible, Mr. Kilkenny. After all, what age were you when your left testicle dropped? 14? Really? Interesting.
The late bloomer.
Just kill Kenny. Continue.
I mean, it's fine. It's okay. I've bested better than you.
Sure.
I don't think bragging about your left testicle dropping when you're 14 is besting people.
There's two different conversations happening here, Kelly. You only hear one of them.
He wraps his arm around Callie's shoulder and he kisses the side of her, the very dead side of her head, and he says, There's a reason I've enjoyed seeing you grow up, granddaughter. It's because you meet such interesting people. And Mr. Kilkenny.
Oh.
Jesus. Loki's
I
such a
just said,
savage.
just nods like, okay, yeah, no, yeah, you keep insulting Owen, don't insult me. Type nod, like, yeah, go totally.
Morgan may or may not be leaning heavily now on the other side of Callie, whereas before she was, just chilling. But it became the casual lean and has become a slowly heavier and heavier lean.
Is this as more Skittles are popped?
Yes.
Oh, hey, Morgan, you feeling okay?
I feel fabulous. That smile is not... There's no edge to the teeth. It's just, man, that smile, though.
You, been drinking tonight?
No.
It, doesn't sound like a no that tells me you haven't had a few too many. Huh.
Skittle?
He looks at Kevin. He looks at Callie, and he says in Norwegian, "Does this one always ruin the fun?" Everything, Kevin.
No, he's quite enjoyable.
And Kevin, not understanding what's happened to the Skittles, will take a Skittle and eat it. And yeah, at first, I don't imagine it hits him at first. But
Well, when was the last time Kevin drank alcohol?
Oh no.
6 years ago.
Oh dear. Was Kevin an alcoholic?
He was.
Well, maybe a willpower rule there, buddy?
Sure. What diff?
Difficulty 7.
Okay. Yeah, it's not something that's currently on his sheet, but it is something that's in his past, so. Pass with flying colors.
Okay.
Whew.
Why don't we have some fun with him?
And there goes my 6-year chip. God fucking damn it.
What?
Stop eating those Skittles.
What kind of fun?
Oh, now see, now he's got to spoil my fun with the other one. Hey, Kevin, from your perspective, the air is now made of sulfur.
Okay, so I'm trying to think about how to work this out. For one, there is going to be a look on his face that usually is reserved for things like when somebody farts in a car with the windows up. And as this intensifies, there's going to be some and then some choking, and then the fucking tears are in his eyes, man. At this point, he's making kind of these jackknife coffee walkie motions, like he's trying to walk it off, but it's not working. So it's up and down with this fucking guy. His head's bobbing around like a goddamn buoy. It's really only been made worse by the tears and the proto beard. He's not doing well.
What are you doing to him?
Nothing. He's just breathing the clear, crisp air from the inside of the caldera in Muspelheim.
As long as he wants to, anyway.
Oh, that is rank. That is rank when you're not used to it.
It will now subside, and you'll be breathing Dublin City air again. Which, oh my, it has never been so fragrant.
Chelsea.
Oh, that was fucking nasty.
Yes, for the record, Skittles now. Sulfur can kill you if you're breathing it for relatively, even for a couple of minutes, it will kill you.
I have been summoned.
Well, no, you were like, oh my god, it's Loki!
Yes. He's a little incarnation of chaos, lies, mischief, and all in all, stories. Is Nesta when you pass that meeting?
That's fair. They all stood outside Agrabah Nights.
So, apart from tormenting my Cabal mate and my looks at Kevin, weighs up what she's about to call him, friend.
By friend, you mean thrall. He is your thrall, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
He snaps his fingers. At which point, Kevin, you're wearing a gimp collar and a gimp mask with a chain that is attached to a bracelet that is being worn around Callie's wrist.
What just
Never
happened?
looked better.
Oh.
Chaos.
That's a trick there. That's a thing. Where's my phone?
I cannot get this thing off.
No, you can't. As you try to do it, all of the locks seem to move away from your hands.
This is difficult, is what this is.
Owen's taking pictures if no one's stopping him.
He will get a Skittle flicked at him because Morgan is probably in about condition to maybe lurch at him a little. But no, she starts to lurch, realizes that she is going to be on the ground. She settles for bouncing a fucking Skittle off his forehead, flicking it at him, doink. It is a distraction at best.
If it helps, darling grandchild, why don't you say the phrase, assume the position and see what happens?
Please do not do that thing he said.
I am too terrified to do that. I'm not gonna lie.
That's public indecency.
Very well. Why don't I say it for you?
Oh no.
Wait, does he open his mouth really wide to take a breath?
Yes, he does.
This
Skittle.
is now a carnival game. Skittle. It's going in his mouth.
Roll me Dex Athletics.
Oh my god, yes. Where the fuck is my sheet? Hold on.
Got dots.
Be honest, Torna. You knew this day would come.
Do it.
Hounded by Loki. Yeah.
Oh my
I knew
god,
it.
yes.
Knew it was coming.
Yes!
The dice love you. The dice love you.
It was a really good pool.
How many successes you got?
1, 2, 3. A 7, an 8, and a 9.
That's fine. The skittle flies into his mouth. That tastes like pink.
I know, right?
So can I like move? She moves her hand with the fucking strap on it, so I imagine Kevin comes forward.
Yeah,
with a gun.
so for Kevin, who's still struggling.
Kevin, as she moves her hand, treat Callie as being strength 10.
Yeah. All right. So
Jesus.
while Kevin's struggling with the moving locks, he doesn't see this coming. He doesn't have time to go with it. And so off he fucking goes, except it's like a reverse bop it. There's a twist and there's a pull, and Kevin goes fucking bop on the sidewalk.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Ow.
Oh,
You're
So-
a dick, but it's funny.
Cement's hard. I just want you to know that.
oh,
For the record,
ooh.
Kevin said cement's hard, but what you hear in Kevin's voice is, "Thank you, master. May I have another?"
There is an utter moment of horror as Kevin's eyes widen.
You are a very harsh taskmistress, you are.
Kevin's eyes just get
You
so
don't
wide
even
as he
know.
realizes he's just been Edwarded. And very just quietly, he takes the zipper and he just shuts the fucking mouth flap.
Meanwhile, Morgan drunkenly is just going, "Deja vu, I have been to this place before." And as soon as Lottie gets close enough to be in Morgan aggro range, there will be a hand that thrusts out, along with the term, "Skittle?"
Totally opens her mouth.
Hey,
Consider the Skittles to be as if you just done a double shot of vodka, but they don't taste any different.
Oh my god, yes. And that's exactly what she'll whisper.
How do I?
Everything about this moment is just wonderful. Because if that's who I think it is, my life is complete. No one tell Eris. Actually, no, wait, she'd like it too. Never mind, tell her.
How do I lift you? But get this thing lifts up her hand. I imagine Kevin just goes up into the air.
If you jerk your hand up quickly, Kevin goes about 15 feet into the air. Now, granddaughter, you don't want to break your toys.
Does Mike?
Don't break it. Look at his cute little outfit. You'll get it all stuffed up.
I forgot. You're right, Miss. I don't know your name, but I completely forgot. I gave him the mask, not the rest of the outfit.
Oh no! Callie will make like you know when you're trying to wave down an airplane, that type of gesture, you know, in the background, like no.
Which I assume is with the offhand and will be enough that Morgan just kind of like gets toppled because she was kind of propped on that side. So she lands on her ass. She does not seem especially upset about this. She just kind of chortles.
Flusters
just for
tries
another
to be.
Skittle.
Kevin, have you ever wondered what it felt like to have your nipples pierced?
Kevin never really contemplated this, but there's more screaming. It's muffled, but it's there.
Flusters tries to pick up Morgan, pulls Kevin with her, topples to the floor.
Kevin's now dressed in skin-tight leather, through which there are several piercing points that go through his skin at various different places, including the nipples.
You know, this is
You
how
know,
you ruin your
Callie.
granddaughter's love life. I'm just saying.
Callie, I did not know you were into those things.
My apologies, granddaughter. I didn't realize you loved the thrall.
Okay.
He doesn't get anything. It's
Haven't
funny.
we've gone to beyond the pale, man. I mean, really.
So what you're saying is we must have a bedding immediately.
No!
What? She's gonna do that and like checks her wrist. I don't
Morgan,
know, like
Morgan, shut up.
Morgan.
Shut up.
oh.
Shut the fuck up. Good girl. Eat your Skittles.
I don't
Quiet.
need to talk like that.
Eat your Skittles and shut up. You too, Kevin. I know it's sore. Stands up very calmly.
Why is just snickering?
Kelly gets a skittle
Okay.
flicked at her.
turns slowly. Grandfather, there will be no bedding. Can I have my wrist and my boyfriend back to normal, please?
He is your betrothed. How wonderful.
First of all, I'm mad you didn't invite me.
He's like the king of leaping to conclusions.
Boyfriend.
Pops another Skittle.
You should really start feeding while you're ahead, mate.
So, wait. That means you lied to me. He's not your thrall, is he?
I mean, coughs a bit. You know, initially thrall started to boyfriend, but I'm not discussing that life with you. No, never, ever, ever. So,
What can I say? I just wanted the best for my darling little Callie. I remember when you were born. Admittedly, you were born in hell, but that's neither here nor there.
well, you know, I am quite happy with Kevin and Morgan and Colin, so I would like them. Well,
Wait,
Kevin back to
all of them are romantically linked to you? You must have some stamina, you know.
Aren't you so proud?
There is so much drunken chortling over by Callie's ankle.
Just like if you could only see a picture of Collins, you would just truly understand the stamina she must have.
He will immediately, you'll see him flick his wrist, and a picture of Collins will appear between his fingers. Oh, I see. So this is the kind of man you like then, yes?
Apparently she has multiple tastes.
He'll casually shrug. Kevin, by the way, you are no longer dressed in a gimp suit. The mask is gone.
I can breathe.
But this is the kind of man you like, granddaughter.
He is entertained and he is being quite honorable, so yes.
Ah, very good then. He snaps his fingers again. By the way, hey Kevin, you look like Collins now.
I don't have a picture to reflect this, but I will play as though it has happened.
My dear.
If you want to do a stupid southern accent, feel free.
I'll see what I can whip up.
I feel like that picture you have up is perfect, though.
This is the worst day ever, is what it is. Because I've got only so much memory in my family.
Oh, that's a for you, is it? By the way, hey, Marcus, your phone now has infinite memory. It literally says infinite.
Sorry, mate. Click, 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 click. Suddenly, it's the best day ever. So, Kelly, if I was doing an interview and I asked you how you felt right now, what would you say to me?
I'm going to put an axe in your throat if you take a picture of me. Hang
on, we're killing him, are we?
I mean...
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's not have things get out of hand.
For the record, Kevin, you didn't understand. You didn't feel anything was wrong until you opened your mouth and started to talk.
This is still more acceptable than what happened yesterday to Kevin. He'll just make it work. I think we all need to just settle down, and at least some of us can have our libations. Ease the mind.
I haven't threatened anyone, but she has.
This is beautiful.
I'm trying.
This is like a second Christmas and my birthday.
But of course,
the electric dance carnival.
I've forgotten, granddaughter. So, this is your... I've never understood the term boyfriend. He is courting you, yes?
Yes. Yes.
Ah, then he shall face my house, Scallop. After all, I need to make sure that his blood is at least suitable.
Oh, of course, he's a good fighter. Yes.
I might want my original body back for such a tremendous endeavor.
Oh, damn it.
Huh. Your original body, you say?
Oh,
Please
no.
don't turn this into some kind of Faustian bargain. You know what I mean.
But he's a dick,
Fine.
though.
Elderly and sagging it is. Snaps.
Oh, thank God.
Very well. Next month's full moon, he shall face my house skull in combat to the death.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
You don't have to. I mean, I guess if you want to, you can.
Well, in order to court a daughter of Loki of the House of Hell, you must be proven worthy, Mr. Grant. Surely you understand.
I'm at least beginning to.
There's a lesson here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling there is.
Does that mean I get to stab somebody too?
Oh my god.
Yes, why don't you
From
stab that-
drunkenly on the floor, probably leaning against Lottie's leg at this point because Callie has been mobile, making her very hard to lean against.
Lottie is stealing as much as the skills as she can as she's like giggling. She's in the presence of Loki and everything is hilarious.
Lottie may have also
poor
been
Kevin.
handed up an entire bag of incredibly alcoholic Skittles.
This is literally her second Christmas plus her birthday. Everything is great. Let us pat her head.
But yes,
Do you want
here's the
another
thing.
fight? Do you want to kick somebody's ass?
Oh, you wish to fight someone? I see. Yes, alcoholic ruffians. Yes, you outside the pub there. She expressed the fact that your mother, I'm pretty sure, sucks cocks in Helheim. Whatever the colloquial insult is.
For what it's worth, it is very clear that Morgan can't even stand up right now.
Well then.
No, they don't appear to be interested. What is it that they do? Granddaughter, why are they extending their middle finger to me?
It's a rude gesture.
I see. Fascinating. Let's see what happens if I do this. Have you ever seen what happens when a man's entire hand up to his let's say up to his elbow is inserted into the rectum of another man?
That is graphic and probably requires emergency care.
Morgan's just slapped her hands up over her ears because I imagine the result is
Screaming.
making for very high pitched noises.
Yes.
Lottie is half hanging on, but just like leaning on Morgan. Just like
Oh, Morgan's sitting. She's just leaning against her leg.
okay, then she's like using her as a headrest. Just like, yes, this is everything I've wanted in the day.
Callie just head tilts like it. Oh.
You see, I always thought you took more after my daughter than you took after me. However, after your little display with Cirta, it made me question which side of the mold you were truly made on, granddaughter.
If you look over, I had to do what I had to do.
In a matter of speaking, yes. However, you did it with a flourish. You did it with, dare I say, panache. I was impressed.
Well, I'm glad I impressed you, grandfather.
Yes. I'll be watching you very, very closely. I think that your fate is not exactly certain anymore.
You can make it sound more ominous, I suppose, couldn't you?
On a side note, is he always such a brutish, asinine accoutrement?
Meh.
Sometimes I'm asleep.
On that note, granddaughter, I'll leave you and your compatriots to your evening, but I'll be watching with bated breath.
One thing, grandfather. Turns, points to Owen's phone. Would you mind getting rid of those pictures for me? Since you're like the god of mischief and all that.
Getting rid of what pictures?
The ones he took of Kevin and myself.
I'll get rid of the ones he took of you. Snaps his fingers. As for the ones he took of Mr. Grant, he snapped his fingers again. They'll be on the front page of the Irish Independent tomorrow.
That's alright, my face isn't in them.
Oh, Kevin, there goes your mayorship.
That's pretty fucked up.
If ever were to happen, you'll excuse me, I gotta get ready to beat a man to death in a week. And he starts heading down the street. And he takes a coin-shaped object and no evidence, not that coin. And on his way out, you see him just huck it in the trash.
What coin was it?
It was a 6-year chip for staying sober.
Ooh. Jesus.
On that note, kids, we're going to end a very short but very amusing scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene in Darkness in Dublin.